Welcome everyone to another episode of the Definitive Crusade. I'm your host, Johnny Machine Hughes, fresh from my Jeopardy victory over the gang last time around. Woo-hoo. All in the aid of good fun, I'm sure. All right, join me this time around. We have, as always, the lovely Freyja.
Hi.
Freyja's got her ivy on.
Yep, that I do.
Indeed you do. All right, and the welcome return of the one, the only. It's the random dude, Josh.
Cheers. How is it going?
Well,
it's been a hot minute.
It's been going. Yeah. So I don't want to talk too much football because Ivy will sick me or something, I'm sure.
Well, she's had a break from it. We're not going to bring it up.
We are. We're not.
I just finished watching Hocus Pocus 2, and so,
You're a nice chill.
How was that?
All I'm going to, you know what? Okay, so all I'm going to say is I prefer the original, understandably, but they did a really good job maintaining the amount of time that has passed from the first one to now. So they maintain the continuity, which, let's be honest, I wish DC Comics would do that.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't. No. Where would be the fun in that?
Well, this isn't migraine.
Well, there is that. All right. So we have 3 guests, 3 hosts. We've got 4 books to go through. Before we get into the books, I just need to get prepared.
I cracked mine open because. Wait.
I want to do it too. Wait.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Mine is alcoholic to get me through like 2 of these books at least. So
it's no comment.
No comment. We'll save our comments. All right. Okay. First up is a book that Ivy over here decided to take a stab at the dark at during the week. And, oh my God. Josh, you've been out for a couple of weeks or so welcome back to Freyja's Revenge. That's all I'm saying. All right, here we go. It is this beauty, and I say that loosely, of a book. It is Tim Drake Robin #1, script by Megan Fitzmartin, art by Riley Rosmo, colours by Lee Luffridge, and letters not mentioned on the cover, Tom Napolitano. Now, I know I used to like the Tim Drake Robin series back when it was back in the 90s when Chuck Dixon writing it. Freyja, tell me things are just the same.
Angry face time. So
I'm going to start drinking now, just so you know.
Yeah, okay. So this book is... I chose it because I hated it so much.
Okay. Poison by name, poison by nature. Here we
go. So I guess, do you want to say who did what on the thing, on the book?
I've done that.
You've done that? I was a pig. I'm sorry. Okay, artwork, absolute. I hate it. I absolutely despise this artwork. I don't know. There must be people who like it because they keep hiring this person to do artwork.
Really?
The last time we saw him, this artwork was he did the most current like Harley Quinn book.
Right.
Her hair is like constantly flying in the wind or something going on.
Oh, yes,
in gravity.
Right.
He also did the artwork for the Martian Manhunter that I brought up, and I also said I hated the artwork in that book. So thanks for being consistently awful.
Yeah, at least the Martian book, it's alien, right? So you get to play with angles and stuff, and the Martian does shape change, so there is an element of squidginess to it.
He has an element of everyone has a freaking bean-shaped head. It's awful. And then they have pencil legs that literally look like they just point off into more pencil. This looks like an art or style that should be more of a comedic book, possibly. Or
It's
just
not what this is.
no, this book it's trying to take itself more serious. Oh, don't even. I hate the artwork. I can't even say the colors are good because everything's so muddy looking. I don't even like the colors. It's just muddy and ugly. And I will not be continuing because my whole thing is if the artwork is so bad that distracts from the story, then I just don't read it. It's absolutely atrocious artwork through and through. It doesn't get better. And story-wise, oh god, this freaking story. So I don't know who this person is, but it's not Tim Drake. He sounds like a 14-year-old girl writing was this book shadow written by, or what was it called? Ghost writing? Ghost written by by a 14-year-old girl who's like just doing this as a fanfic because oh my gosh, the writing is so bad and immature sounding. Oh, it's been 6 months of if I could make my character vomit, I would. It's just so
I'm not gonna lie.
cringy.
When you said the story is so bad, I was kind of hoping Johnny and I would have been like, "How bad is it?"
Oh,
well, I don't think she needs. I don't think this particular bear needs spoken that much. To be fair,
it's just the whole thing. It's cringy. It sounds like a 14-year-old freaking wrote it for the most part. And then, like, it makes me want to hurl. It's so cringy and just, ugh. And it's just, oh, you just don't like gay stories. No, I demand good, well-written LGBT stories. Like, I have a ton of them on my shelf. One in particular, sorry, I'm bringing one up. It's the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. That is a fan-frickin-tastic gay romance book series, a comic, and it's amazing and I highly recommend it. And the story is great through and through, and this is utter garbage, and people shouldn't settle for this garbage just because it's representation. No, demand good representation, for freaking crying out, or else you're gonna get table scraps garbage like this all the time. I refuse that, so I actually go and get read real well done, well written, with good artwork stories. This is trash. Don't settle for this. Find an indie comic that has better, LGBT stories if that's what you're into. And once again, Grandmaster Cultivation, Demonic Cultivation, fantastic. Has a live action TV series, has an animated TV series. It's a novel. It's comics. It's fan-freaking-tastic. It is adult, so there is sex scenes though. So just a little. But I mean, and this is a DC freaking Comics. This is a high-end, this is supposed to be the best of the best, and we're getting garbage like this. It's so stupid. And then when it gets kind of well-written, it's really well-written because they're taking freaking an Edgar Allan Poe story, and that's why it's well-written at that point. But the orangutan, that's from the Murders in the Rue Morgue or whatever to pronounce it.
Yep.
And that's the only reason it's well written is because it's a freaking Edgar Allan Poe story.
Right. Okay. Take a step.
Sorry.
Right. Okay.
The orangutan doesn't feel like a man. It's just so just read the Edgar Allan Poe story. It's so much better. It's not this hot garbage. I hate this book so much, and I want to continue ranting, but Johnny wants me to stop, so I'm going.
You can rant all you like, but we have other books.
I hate this book.
Right. Okay. We get that. Josh, is it as bad as Freyja says? Remember, you're on the podcast where words are used.
Yeah.
Right?
No. I'm about to choose my words carefully.
Well, it's either yes or no.
So I've come to the conclusion that the only redeeming quality that this book has is this book made Wonder Woman 1984 entertaining.
There you go.
I would agree. The whole beanhead style of the faces, it's like Teen Titans Go had a one night stand with Rocco's Modern Life and at least 3 lines of heroin. And that's what we get.
Yeah. Honestly,
the artwork is so distracting that you can't even attempt to enjoy the story.
yeah, it's so bad.
So,
Okay.
Freyja, I don't know who hurt you. That made you pick this. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, the art style kind of reminds me. Have you ever seen Lupin the Third's art style?
No.
Don't ruin
But
a
it's
good thing.
yeah, but Lupin the Third's good version of whatever this garbage is.
Yeah.
Because they also have Beanheads, but also Lupin the Third is comedy mixed with mystery. So
Yeah.
it's like it was trying to like kind of do that, but just
Again, I don't
completely
know
hit the
who
mark.
hurt you this week that you felt that you had to pick this book. But if you want a good Tim Drake story, go back to the one in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
By Chuck
that one's
Dixon.
good.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say they said what was it? The world's favorite Robin. Sorry, Tim Drake's great and all, but he's not.
No,
No,
we all know.
He's not
We all
Tim's favorite
we all know it's
Robin.
Steph Brown. So
We all know. No, we all know it's Dick Grayson. Steph Brown's
Steph-
high up there though too. Yeah,
Brown.
no, Tim's like third or fourth. Come on, guys.
Honestly, I'd rather read a Jason Todd story than
Yeah.
this.
Hold on. Let's not get crazy.
I'm
Jesus Christ.
just saying.
All right. Okay. So I don't understand something. Maybe someone can help me out with this.
Probably
I
not.
don't understand why here we have emphasized sign language.
Oh yeah, I was going
And
to
then
talk about that too. It just
never
doesn't make
appears
sense.
anywhere else in the book.
No, it does. It appears one more time.
So I'm like,
One
So-
more time.
so is he using sign language on her, or is she using sign language for him? And also, if that's the case, why is her mouth flapping in the next panel when she's talking if she has to use sign language? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I don't think she is using sign language.
So is he using sign language?
I don't know. And that was confusing to me too, because I'm like, well, people who use sign language, most of them
Can read?
they can read. So I don't know what the sign language is.
And the characters, is it supposed to be
Oh.
meta that the sign to? I don't know. But then the annoying thing about that is I have not, again, very much like Freyja, I don't have a problem with any type of character in a book at all. If you've got somebody who's deaf and needs sign language, then when you draw the character in panel, can we at least see their hands? That would help sell the idea, because we very rarely see either of them with hands on this book. So you're kind of like thinking, well, I don't know, what have I missed here? The art is absolutely bonkers, so going and picking fault is going to be pretty hard. But I do, on this particular panel, where's that cape come from? Because the shoulder comes around the top of his shoulder, so therefore it should come down, and yet he's pulled it like that. I don't understand that. And I know Freyja mentioned the whole LGBTQ plus thing going on, and again, I agree with Freyja on this. There are a countless number of books out there, one by the artist of the next book that we're going to talk about, as well as stuff like Sunstone and the mentioned the book that Freyja mentioned. You've also got you've also got the actual Harley and Ivy romance, which is a key driving part in the Pamela Isley Ivy storyline at the moment, as well as the tie-ins to the cartoon show. So it's not like DC aren't aware how to do this. I mean, I know they fluff it every time they've got Batwoman in it, but still. What I don't like is I don't understand where this line comes from. Absolutely not. I'm not your fairy gay father. What? Where in this book does that sounds more like a dig and more of an insult at being LGBTQ plus rather than being some sort of book that is proud to feature two characters who are going through a same-sex relationship.
Yeah, I don't think this does a good job as far as projecting maybe that tolerance. I don't know. It just, as Freyja said, there's plenty of other books that have that LGBTQ emphasis within the book, but this just it doesn't do it.
it's insulting.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I would agree.
And
It's insulting.
And like I said, I have so many of those stories, and I love them so much. So I really, I guess that's why I'm so, animated with this book, is because it just irritates me. It just every time it seems like it's because it happened with Batwoman too, and it's just. It's not that hard. Just write them like people. Stop like making people stereotypes and these weird cardboard cutout characters. I don't even remember Tim Drake's boyfriend's name, and it's in the book. Bernard. Okay, well, it's just, it's insulting, and I very much am against supporting this type of crap because it's just.
We can all agree. We can all agree. We can all agree that representation needs to happen, and whether that be LGBTQ plus, whichever letters go on top of your various local version of that, as well as diversity in ethnicity. You know, we've talked about the milestone comics before. All those things absolutely have to exist. But Freyja's absolutely right. I can't believe I'm saying this so often. They've got to be done well.
Exactly.
If they're not done well, then you just absolutely to coin a phrase even, you're just pissing in the wind. You know, nothing's going to happen, man. Nothing's good. It's not going to work. You're not going to. The audience you're aiming for is not going to pick this book up, and I don't care. I do not care if Tim's gay. I don't care if he's bi. I don't care if he starts walking around in fishnets or whatever. As long as it's well written. Give me a well-written, well-produced comic book, and I will read it till the cows come home. Give me something that's a little like this, that's just off the wall, bonkers, half insulting. No. Don't play it down to your stupid. Don't play it down to your lowest common denominator, man. You want to educate people about the LGBTQ, and you want to use Tim Drake to do it, and Robin, fine. Do it, but do it right.
Yeah,
exactly.
make it your best work. Don't take it and be like, well, this is my interpretation of it, and force the message down our throat.
So let's just be a little bit more clear on that then as well. Just from my point of view, I guess nobody goes out to make a bad comic book. So I'm sure Megan Fitzmartin and Riley Rossmore went to do their best stuff. Is there editorial comment on this? Is there editorial that's saying, right, you need to do this, you need to do that? I don't know what's going on, but we can all agree that this book does not serve the purpose of which it was created. At least, I don't think.
They had an opportunity and they missed the mark.
Cool. Yeah.
That's my nicest way to do that.
And this will teach Freyja to look at books before we start talking about them midweek.
I couldn't help myself.
I think I may have to extend my hiatus.
If anyone has no idea what we're talking about, obviously we talked during the week between the shows, and Freyja hit me up with oh my god, what is this? And from that point on, it was like, you know, it was just red rag to a bull. So there you go. What's next? Where is my book? I'm sure I've just seen it. There it is. Right, next up is the return of Josh and his choice. So we are going with not that, because that's too large a picture. Stop screen. Hey, I don't know. You'd think I'd do this so often, right?
I mean,
I've got it now.
Sorry.
There you go. I've got it.
You got it? You good?
Yeah. Yep. All right. This is Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country. Another book we don't talk a lot about, really, Sandman. This is number 6. It's written by James Tynion IV. Art by Maria Lovett, who is the artist on a book called Faithless from Boom Studios, written by Brian Azzarello, which has a lot of... it's a mature book. There's a lot of sex scenes in it, but it does the LGBTQ stuff brilliantly. Maria also provides the colours for the book with Simon Boland on letters. And again, did I notice that Simon doesn't get a notice on the book? Yes, he gets no credit on the cover. God damn it. All right. Josh, this is your call.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, buddy. Take it away.
So I wanted to pick something that wasn't my usual. And when I say my usual, yes, there was a Batman Beyond book this week, and I did not pick it. I had also recently just finished watching The Sandman on Netflix, and so
it's good.
I loved it. Absolutely
So good.
loved it. And so coming into this, I definitely had a lot more appreciation for the Sandman universe and the nature of the Sandman stories. This is one that and correct me if I'm wrong, even though this is issue number 6, this is more of a one-off story.
This is a one-off kind of. I think this is a good jumping on point for people to kind of get into the flavor of the comic book before moving on. So there you go.
Yeah. So we have James here, who's a struggling screenwriter, and just
nerd.
Hey, we're all nerds here. So
hey, I'm a geek. I'm not a nerd.
Right.
I can play sports. You know what I'm saying?
Ugh. Sports.
Yeah, but you play mobile games, therefore you're a nerd. But that's neither here nor there. But the thing that I love about this book is the fact that they're taking real topics and then taking it in a very dark way.
Mm-hmm.
Struggling writer who's got a shitload of different issues going on and just obviously wanting to succeed, but doesn't necessarily go the right path to do so.
Yeah.
I will let you know this is not for young readers.
It is a black label book.
It is a black label book. The artwork fits the Sandman universe.
Mm-hmm.
I actually appreciated it. It does have kind of some weird moments. I mean, the lips on the one guy was just a little weird. But all in all, I thought this book was phenomenal. It was such a good read. It was dark and everything you would expect from a Sandman book.
Okay, cool.
And we even get to see the Corinthian in it for one panel, but you knew who it was.
Cool. I don't think this is Maria Lovett's best work. I think her best work is suited to indie stuff. I appreciate DC trying to get her onto a black label, just to get that kind of indie vibe in there. Freyja, yes. I know we kind of dissed the art on the previous book, but do you think someone like Riley Rosmore would suit something like a black label, something that's a little bit more esoteric rather than superhero specific? You can say
no. No, absolutely not. I think
Riley, I tried to get you a job there, mate, and it fell through. I'm really sorry.
No, his art style, I think it should stick with comedy. It would. Right. I think it would fit with the comedy art style because comedy art style is just it's own weird thing. But I don't think it would work well with a black label.
So what do you think of this book then?
I agree with Josh. The art style fits the Sandman universe, and we've talked about a couple of different Sandman universe books, and I usually say the same. Like, I mean, it's not bad because it fits. It's just it's wonky. Like the Sandman universe is wonky. It's just how it is. It's not like normal. So you're gonna have like this chicken scratch, kind of sketchy looking stuff, and so it very much fits the horror weirdness aspect of tone of this universe. And also if you don't like animals being killed, don't read this book. Because there's a scene where they're sitting and talking, and there's a rabbit, and I'm like, that cage is way too small for that rabbit. She's gonna kill that thing in this book. She does.
Oh, and you see it in all. It's really it happens.
Close. Yeah, it's really close.
So with the being a black label, the art is graphic in several places. for several different reasons.
Yeah.
So if you are listening to the pod and you think, oh, Sandman, I've seen the TV show and you're going to go and buy this book, please be aware it is, as Josh mentioned, as Freyja mentioned, it is a Black Label book. Yeah. It is for mature readers. All right. Maria Lovett is known for art that's out there that features demons and nudity and concubines and all that sort of stuff. So if that's not your thing and you're going to be offended, then you know what? Wait till regular programming begins with Sandman Nightmare Country #7. Because as Josh mentioned, this is a one-off. So there you go. PSA done. Tick.
Yeah. The story is actually really good. And it's like it starts with his what's his name? James's point of view, and he's like, oh, you know, everyone's carnivores, you know, in this area in Hollywood and LA. They're only nice to you if they think that they can get something from you. And the whole time he's very talking like they versus him, like he kind of doesn't view himself in that way. But it switches over to her, and in her view, he's exactly the same as everyone else in this, and he is.
He is, absolutely, totally is.
He is, and so what happens to him is, I'm like, yeah, I saw that coming, but it's very interesting. I very much enjoyed this. I highly recommend it, and you know, once again, it is Black Label. I really like the Black Label books for the most part.
Yeah. I like the Black Label books when they're not just centered around Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
So
because I really like the one that was a fantasy adventure one with the D&D party kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really
was that House on the Lake? No.
No, House on the Lake is still going on. They're trapped in the house. I can't remember what it's called, but it was like the queen has been overthrown and they're going on like an adventure. It was really good. I can't remember the name of it though.
It just makes a bit of a mockery because you got to think to yourself, if Vertigo was still going, this would be a Vertigo book.
Yeah.
So yeah, DC managed to stop Vertigo and then they do Black Label, and then they promote Black Label by using Batman and Jokers and Harley Quinn books and stuff. And then before you know it, you're back down to doing Sandman and stuff. I have no problem with the Sandman universe at all. It's not always my cup of tea, and as I'm sure Josh can attest to, DC have missed a trick because there's a lot of indie books doing this type of book better than this version of that. So I appreciate that DC is trying to get independent creators like Maria Lovett on the book to kind of promote that alternative style for sure. But do I want to read a kind of softened down version of that from James Tynion, or do I want to go and read something by an independent creator who's just balls to the wall and just doing anything? You know, so that's kind of the crux of the issue you've got when it comes to Sandman. The twist in the story isn't much of a twist. Freyja, you're absolutely right. Pretty much you know what's going to happen. That said, it is well produced and there's plenty of smoke and mirrors to keep you on your toes, even though you know what's going to come down the line. So, it's an enjoyable journey if the destination even is a little bit more familiar, at least from my point of view. You okay with that? Cool, excellent. Right, it's time for one of our fantastic breaks. Hey, Josh, you haven't been here for a couple, so you get to pick. Which way would you want to go?
You know, there's some fantastic new action figures coming out. And again, our friend Bobo has been killing it. So check out this ad for Crisis in the Toyverse. there you have it. Crisis in the Toyverse. Those
Eventually.
reviews are better than our transitions just then.
Yeah. A little bit of a bump.
Well, hey, you know what?
It happens.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm all right with it. It's cool. Yeah, Crisis in the Toyverse is an absolute great show. All right, cool. So, as regular viewers will know, we are a person down, or maybe a couple of people down. This will be a tough week for young Matthew, because not only have we got yet another DC versus Vampires book out, we also have the final. Yeah, I hear you, sister. We also have the final issue of this absolute non-event. So God knows which one he would have chosen. So on his behalf, I've picked this one. And this is Task Force Z, or Z if you're British. Number 12 of 12, written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Eddie Barrows, inks by Eber Ferrier, colours by Adriana Lucas. Excuse me. And Rob Lee is on letters. No wonder that young Matthew was missing from this, because, as you can see, this is the death of Jason Todd. Yay! No wonder he's missing.
Is that why you picked it? You judged the book by its cover, and you saw the cover, and you're like, hee.
Yeah, pretty much.
You should have known by the Robin book that that's a bad idea.
Well, yeah. You picked that book because of the bad art.
I picked that book because I knew it was going to be a disaster.
Well, I've got to say, I'll start this one off, I think. Has anybody read this book since the last time we reviewed it?
No.
No.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. I looked at this book, I was like, what? Who? Where? What? So apologies to all involved. Matthew Rosenberg does like to mix things up a lot. If you think about it, Matthew Rosenberg's a co-writer of DC versus Vampires. Now he's been on this book for 12 issues, which is a zombie book. What's next? DC versus Werewolves?
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas. They'll run with it.
That's fine. This boils down to basically a Jason Todd redemption story again.
Ugh.
All right, so he has his issues. Gotham Lad has his issues, and it's like, Gotham Lad, I know you're super powerful, but your issues are my issues, and I used to be angry, and now look at me, I'm this, I'm that, and the other, and Two-Face pulls a switcheroo because it's Two-Face, and what do you expect, because it's, Two-Face.
It's Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
No.
Quick shout out, actually. On the Fly week, the week between shows, Batman One More Day, Two-Face came out, and if anybody read that based on how good the Riddler version was, you are going to be sorely disappointed. I pegged the ending 2 pages in of the Two-Face one, so there you go. Art-wise, I like Eddie Barrows. He used to be on Nightwing way back when. He did the Freedom Fighter book that me and Josh liked a while back. This, though, I don't know if it's the inker or what's going on, but it's too much. There's some good ideas in there, but it's just, I don't know. I've missed too many issues. I don't particularly care if Gotham Lad thinks he killed Alfred when we know he didn't kill Alfred and stuff. And the whole thing screams of setup, because after 12 issues, you'd think you get a conclusion, but you don't. It's a to be continued ? I'm like, dude, I haven't been reading the last 8 issues. Why would I read any more than this?
Just because the cover had "Here Lies Jason Todd."
Well, I can't but hope. I will say it's a really nice Steph cameo in this, so that made me smile. Although I've seen her around, she's in the Two-Face One Day More book as well as his cast, and that works. Those interactions work really well. So I'm glad to see her getting more actual Bat time rather than just in Batgirls, which is a fun book. I think Batgirls is a fun book. I enjoy the quirkiness of it. Freya, what do you think of Task Force Z? I hope you appreciate me speaking American there. Like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been on vacation.
Yeah, you were.
Really? How was your holiday?
It was fantastic. It was brilliant.
Good.
Yeah, I even managed to wear a Batman t-shirt on International Batman Day. So there you go. In the
Good
middle
job.
of a sports bar in Mexico. So there you go.
Oh, cool. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed the art in this one. It was very nicely done for, like I said, for the most part. I don't know what was going up with Gotham Girl for freaking. I don't remember what they're called. Gotham Girl.
Gotham Girl.
With her circle mask, it looks like she just took electrical tape and just went in a circle around her eyes for her mask. I hate that design. But yeah, the zombie thing, I mean, I don't know. Task Force E was kind of just supposed to be zombie, so cool, but I don't know. The story was fun. I'm happy it's over. Kind of, maybe. I don't like the ending. It should have just ended, but Two-Face is being Two-Face, so I mean, okay, well, we're gonna have more zombies. Yay. Okay. I'm so like lackluster for this book. Mostly probably because I didn't read the whole thing because it just wasn't. I had no interest in it really.
Well,
like,
I know for a fact, no matter how good Eddie Barrow's art is, I'm not going to read a Jason Todd centric book.
yeah.
Everyone knows I dislike Jason Todd immensely. Why would I put myself through this?
Yeah,
So
I don't know. Why would you?
I think that may have been my main issue. It's a Jason Todd book, and I just don't like Jason Todd. It's just. But yeah, it was a storyline. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I can see how people would really like it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like cliffhanger endings at like the end of something that may or may not continue, which it probably will, but it just kills it for me, man. It kills it for me.
For me, it makes it hard to get into it because it's like you've just spent a year buying this book,
never ending,
and then you get to the end, it's like, ugh,
yeah.
And you know, and that some people might be chuffed about it. Some people might be pleased that they're getting potentially more of this. Some people will be like Josh mentioned, how's this going to fit in the continuity? How's this, you know, because it's all over the place at the minute with all the different events going on. I mean, you've got this. You've got Dark Crisis. You've got the Batman Vampires, DC Vampires thing. You've got the Future Beyond stuff going on. Beyond Flashpoint. You know, there's a lot of different things going on. Is this strong enough to make the grade, to make you pick this book up when you've got other things going on?
No.
I don't think it is for me personally.
Nope.
Josh, thoughts?
The one issue I had with the book, I don't know if you guys thought this, maybe not, but the lighting, especially during all the action sequences,
okay,
it was a mix of J.J. Abrams overuse of light flares and Michael Bay explosions.
Yeah. Well, they are in a collapsing, burning building for most of this.
But to have that whole, the lighting was just kind of throwing me for a loop. And so, again, I kind of was like, what did I get myself into? But it was still better than Robin.
No,
I'd like to know where all the smoke inhalation is. I think that's the only panel I've seen with smoke going on.
Yeah, well, they're all dead. They don't breathe.
Well, Jason Todd's not dead, is he? He's still alive in this, isn't he?
Well, he should be dead with the amount of smoke in there. He should have suffocated.
Right. Little asphyxiation never hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotham Girl's not dead either, I don't think.
No.
I'm not even sure. I don't even think the Two-Face is either.
I was like, technically Two-Face isn't dead either. He just has a screwed up half of his body, you know?
Yeah, because, I mean, he's the one at the end who says, you know, I could have taken all the Lazarus juice myself, but I'm bringing you dolts ahead, so, you know, get sorted. I don't know. I think, if you're going to try and do something... Yeah, go for it, Frey.
Can I also say that I find it absolutely ridiculous that the cops are the ones running into the burning building and not the Gotham firefighter?
911, what's
Let's
your
send in
emergency?
the cops with no gear. No gear. Do they even have firefighters, or are they just straight up just only cops in that city?
Bless.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it. Bless.
What can I say? It is an odd little book. When it came out, the timing of the book was awful. I mean, it came out at the same time practically as DC Vampires, so you're gonna having books of the same sort of horror vibe is always going to be a hard sell. Same as you've got Dark Crisis and the Beyond Flashpoint stuff. It's like there's two stories talking about continuity, bashing, wanting your attention. How are you going to be able to read both of them and keep everything?
There's too many event things going on.
Definitely.
It's just exhausting. I can't get excited for any events anymore because I'm like, oh great, another one. So I'm not even done with the current one.
And then something happens like this happens before such and such in such and such a book. You're like,
like the Justice League is dead. Oh wait, but in this book they're not. I'm like,
yeah.
So are we on multiple Earths right now, or what's going on? Because everything was about everything's connected. Everyone's talking about things that are going on in other books. But
in Dark Crisis, we are on multiple Earths because they're going around the different Earths collecting various elements of the Justice League. So they're on a different world.
But then we have another. What was it?
Justice Incarnate did something very, very similar.
And then we had the one with the Harley Quinn and Booster Gold, where they killed
Heroes
off.
in Crisis.
Something like that, and the people were killed off, and I'm like, but then they're alive again. Like, can we just stop with this? It's just stop. It's too much.
Just stop.
I know. Thankfully, nobody's brought Batman, Catwoman, so
Ugh, I'm done with Batman Catwoman relationship. He needs to date someone else at this point.
I'll give you a quick hot news flash. Catwoman is this close from getting dropped from my pull list.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've been buying it for God knows how long. It's just getting to me now. It's like, come on, do something. Yeah. The thing that annoyed me was the backup story in Detective Comics is better than the ongoing series.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why is that possible? All right.
Those are questions you don't want to answer.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're asked.
Last up. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's
Superman.
Kal-El?
The Return of Kal-El. This is Action Comics 1047, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, art by Riccardo Federici, colors by Lee Lothridge. He's doing a business this month, isn't he? This week. Letters by Dave Sharp. I don't know what made me want to pick this book. I'm going to be honest, because I know we don't talk a lot about Superman at all, but I really like the cover. It has
a very George Reeves feel.
Definitely. It's a Kal-El Returns Part 1, so it's a start. It's a great jumping on point if you just want to get up to date with what's going on with Superman. So the basic premise is that Kal-El has returned to Earth, and with him, he has brought Warworld. And that in itself brings its own problems, from government on Earth not knowing what to expect from having a world that can, basically go to war, and impact on Lois and Clark, as well as villains. A couple of classic villains are coming in and doing their own usual thing. The main thrust of this book that I really want to talk about was the art. I thought the art from page 1 onwards was just gorgeous. A lot of this must go down to the colorist Lee Lothridge. Colors on this book is absolutely gorgeous. It has that sort of like, and I know it's probably digital, so don't get everyone's panties in a pinch, but it looks painted. It looks like just so well done, and you think to yourself, if this was a Superman book all the time, I'd be buying this every time. Traditional Superman stuff happens, saving cars, saving babies. I love this bit where he says, keep the teddy bear, because your teddy bear's going to miss him. It's all just a gorgeous book. I love the Metallo. I don't like the Supergirl outfit. Sorry. Call me a Philistine, but skirt, please, for Supergirl. But no. loved it. I thought it was a really interesting start to a whole new arc. So if you want to get involved in Superman, whilst you've been watching the Lois and Clark TV show, in the UK at least, then, you know, this is a great opportunity. Definitely. Colours are great. Josh, what do you think of this book?
I enjoyed it. It was a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah.
You know,
good old Superman.
A great story, great art. Now I say that as far as the first story goes.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the second.
Once we get to the second one, it was like, wait, what? I was not ready for that. I don't. Even though, yes, I was sitting down, I was not ready for that change. But this first story, I really enjoyed it. So, and the art style, I would like to see them continue this style as far as this arc is concerned.
Yeah.
So, no, I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. Excellent. Freyja?
I absolutely love this. I'm not usually huge on Superman, but I agree with the art. Start to finish, it was absolutely beautiful. And the colors were fantastic as well. I really liked the scene where Lois and Clark are just kind of flying through the air. I've
just seen that. Just seeing that one.
Wait.
It was
double spreads.
Yeah, it's
it was about halfway through the book.
Yeah,
I'll get there.
They're just kind of, it's after, so I think it's page 20, 21, that whole thing when they're talking about the kids.
I'll get there.
You'll get there eventually. You're almost there.
There
you go. The colors, the warm colors are it's just beautiful. And the kids, they have the yellow. It's just so well done. And it's a great moment between Lois and Clark. It's fantastic. I don't know why he's flying without his shirt, but you gotta show the muscles.
You
got a kink, I guess.
But I like the fact that in previous iterations, it's always been he's either holding her in his arm, or go back to the Christopher Reeve where they're flying hand in hand. But this time she's just sitting on his back, just chilling.
Piggyback ride. Woo! It's probably
That's probably a lot more comfortable than all the other ways that they've gone flying.
It reminds me of the little comic strip where Batman's sitting on Superman's back. He's singing the "I Can Show You the World." But the use of color, this is absolutely fantastic. The story is great. I'm highly interested in this. If the story continues to be really well written and art continues to be good, I'll probably buy it and add it to my collection.
Whoa!
I know, right? A Superman book with all my Batman books.
Oh my God! The world has fallen off its kilter. What's going on?
It's so well done though, and I mean, I can appreciate Superman. I'm very much enjoying the Superman and Lois TV series going on right now. It's really good. Yeah. But yeah, I love this. I love the dynamics between all the characters. I love the design of Lex. He looks fantastic. And I want to see what's going on with War World, because I totally understand why everyone's nervous about it. Because that planet can destroy planets. So it's I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to continue reading it and hope it for the best for this one. It's great.
Cool. There you go. Nice and easy. A nice quality book to end the show on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we don't hate everything.
Wow.
We just demand quality.
Like this.
Oh my God.
Admit it, you'll miss me.
I love it.
Oh dear God. So there you have it. 4 books, 4 up, 4 down. Some interesting choices to say the least.
Yeah.
Freya.
Okay, you got it. You can't just ignore the bad books. You got to look at them too. And if you like it, great for you. I'm happy you can find joy in that. Yeah.
I think that's a hard. That's a hard sell. That's a hard sell.
There's someone out there who likes that book. You know it. There's someone out there.
Yeah,
who's like,
Randy
this
Rosemore's
Robin book
mother.
is the best book I've ever seen. This art's amazing. You know, there's always someone out there for everything. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got away with that one, didn't I? Yeah, it's cool. All right, don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your favorite shows, including Freyja.
K-pop Cosmos. We have one episode every month, and we should have one coming out this month. Things have just gotten a little crazy. So,
Are you doing a Halloween special?
I would love to, but I gotta talk to my co-host. And, you know,
Cool.
yeah.
Excellent. And Josh, now that you're back,
we've got to get Flipside Focus back up and running because there's a plethora of indie books that you need to be picking up because indie comics are great. And then I do have an episode of the Jank Think Tank with Matthew that's just about finished, and I think he's got stuff coming up. So cool. If you're into Magic the Gathering, there's a lot going on in that world. Just announced they're starting to reveal the Brothers War in that set, which includes some Transformers cards. So
Transformers from the skies.
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know how Transformers cards work. But don't forget to check out, if you need to scratch that indie itch, you can always check out Outside the Panels, the interview show where a whole host of indie creators from Kickstarters to small press are getting some airtime. There are plenty of shows of that around. That show's been doing overtime recently, and of course you've got
that old person show,
the Old Timers Comic Book Show, where the hosts aren't old, but the comics most certainly are.
Oh, I thought you were going to say where the comics are old and the hosts are older.
Yeah, we're out. Bye. Gotta go. No.
Glad to have you back, Josh.
Mm-hmm. Glad to be back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Be like that then. All right, there you go. I've been your host, joining the Machine Hughes. As always, thank you, Freyja.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh. Welcome back, sir.
Yep.
And join us in a couple of weeks for more DC shenanigans. As always, adios.
Peace.